So this right here looks just like the Sony FX3, but it is Super 35, and you look very closely and you see it is the FX30. Quick thank you to Licht for sponsoring this episode. Because of them, we get to use chart music in this video. Now, I know all of us love full frame, but APS-C or Super 35, honestly, if you pair it with the right sensor and the right lens, you can get some really cool stuff. A lot of similar features as the FX3, like this optional top handle here, which has 2 XLR inputs, which are both phantom powered. I mean, this is a video first mirrorless camera. It's got all the Sony autofocus you would expect. It has the IBIS, it has all the codecs, it has the S-Log, it has the 10-bit color. And what's really exciting is that you could get this FX30 along with this top handle for $2,200. But if you don't need this top handle with the XLR inputs, you can get this body for $1,800. I mean, for the amount of things that this camera can do, $1,800. Oof, how much money is this right here? Like $7,000, $8,000 worth of stuff?
Give or take, yeah.
This is the FX30 I'm filming on right now, and I'm contemplating making this my go-to vlog camera. I am recording with the DJI mics right now, which is nice because I can record straight onto the camera, and this is much more low profile than that big old microphone up top. What are your thoughts on this so far for a sub $2,000 camera?
Can you take pictures?
Who gives a shit about pictures?
I give a crap about pictures.
Almost all mirrorless cameras are photo first. This is one of the few times where we get a video first mirrorless camera.
Yeah, no, it's nice, but I mean, can you take pictures?
All right, Frank's no longer part of this video. Flying some batteries right now. I think this is a good spot. Ready?
Let's do it.
Oh!
No way!
Did that just happen?
No.
Did that just happen?
No way.
Are you down?
I'm down. I'm 100%
Oh,
down.
did that just happen?
No way.
Holy crap. I can't believe we just did that.
Dude, I think I was recording it on the 360 Go.
Oh,
The camera's still there.
What's this? Oh,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
zip
yeah.
tie?
We lost one
Propeller.
blade.
All right, let's do a little replay. My angle, and then Frank's angle. Dude, what are the odds of that?
Dude, I can't believe it. I just saw the drone right in front of me, like, no way. Poof.
Dang, that's not easy to do, even if you tried.
I'm like, oh, your lens is right here, okay.
But yeah, as of right now, here are my settings that I've got on here. Now I have it in S-Log 3, HEVC because I want small data files, active image stabilization because I'm just on this little vlog handheld thing, so I don't want to have it look too shaky, and there's no stabilization in this 11mm lens. Dude, I almost crashed into you again.
Oh, really?
How are we looking at ISO 6400? I mean, so far I'm pretty impressed with this image quality. ISO 6400. Frank, would you ever switch to Sony?
No, never. No.
Never?
I've already invested too much glass and everything in Canon, and I'm happy with Canon.
Look how small this is.
No, but can I take pictures? There's no viewfinder.
There is a bit, okay, yeah, there's no viewfinder, that's true. But so far, I'm getting everything I'm kind of expecting out of a smaller FX3, which is a really good thing. Now we're really in the dark. Let's see. Let's go 12,800. This is kind of like the limit of where I ever find myself really needing to go. Aren't you too old to be trespassing, sir?
No, I'm doing the opposite.
You're leaving a trespass zone?
Exactly.
So one of the things I want to test out now is how good is the 4K resolution, because it is downscaled from 6K image. So how's the close-up of your face in a 2.5x? All right, now let's try a 4x crop in on these chips. The closer you look at the shot, the less good it's gonna look. So I want to test out this resolution while we tell you about our amazing sponsor, Licht. Now, they have mainstream music that you can license for your videos and you won't get a copyright strike. Hottest music around. How hot?
Just as hot as this thing right here.
Hotter.
Even hotter.
Why is this chip so huge?
I know.
It's almost as big as Licht's music library at a million plus tracks. It is green. Why is it green? It's as green as your bank account when you use Licht, because you can still monetize your videos even with some popular tracks like this playing.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're stalling. Should we just do it?
Ready? Go.
No fake. Oh.
Every time creators use Licht, it supports the artists that you license. So the more artists that get licensed,
You also support Licht so they can grow and give us access to more music that we could use in your videos. Oh my God, you're crying. You're so happy about that.
it's an incredible deal, great company.
Go to the website and check out their selection, and it's pay per use, so you only use the songs that you need.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just don't do that in front of
Sorry.
me. They also have over 100,000 stock music just in case the mainstream music isn't quite what you're looking for.
And that's good because, like, especially for background music, you don't always need the hottest tracks, right? So sometimes you just put some background music in, your mouth is like black.
Yeah.
So go check out their website and just sort it by mood or category or instrumentals only if you want to. Link down there in the description. Oh crap, it definitely got in my eye. Link down there in the yeah, definitely got in my eye.
So click the link below using my link and get 14 days free stock music with 50% off one of your first chart music tracks.
Make your videos as hot as our faces right now. Somehow I got in my eye, man. Now speaking of heat, this camera doesn't really overheat.
You could give it 2 chips and be fine.
So I put it in the incubator over 100 degrees and I left it in there for like almost 2 hours before the battery died. And it had no problems at 4K 60. At a point, the thermostat did read much higher, like 111. And I was like, oh crap, there's something wrong with my incubator. But turns out it's because I had that thermostat right next to the exhaust fan of the camera. So when I moved it to the other side, it was back to normal. That wasn't so bad, but like my eyes are burning right now. Dylan, isn't this still better than pepper spray though?
Yeah, because that one didn't have a sponsor. It's like it's stinging fire on my face.
I can't open my eyes. Here, Kara, I'm gonna follow you. The powder must have somehow gone onto my forearm. Now, if you're used to picking out your lenses based on full frame sensors, then you're gonna have to readjust your focal lengths a little bit. So this is a 35mm on a full frame, and this is a 35mm on the FX30, which is a smaller sensor. For vlogging on a full frame, I could go with a 16mm, so lower the number, the wider the lens, right? But on an APS-C, I wanna be closer to like a 10.
Fascinating.
You must be so excited to learn about this stuff, unwillingly. Okay, so first of all, let me go ahead and just hop into photo mode because yes, you can take some photos on here. So I've got it set to RAW and JPEG at 26 megapixels. The aspect ratio is 3:2. So this should give us an idea of how big the full sensor is. Now from here, we're gonna go ahead and switch into video mode. And at 4K 24, it is gonna crop into the sensor just slightly because you extract a 6K image and then we're gonna downsample that to 4K. So most of the cropping is from the top and bottom, but we also do get a little bit of cropping in on the sides. I believe it's 1.04 of a crop. Now, if I take the image stabilization and put it on standard, that's just IBIS, so that doesn't include any sort of crop. But if I go into active, there is a little bit of digital stabilization that takes place. So a little bit more of a crop in there. Now we can maintain this sensor area up to 4K 60 frames per second. But now if we want to go past that to, let's say 120 frames per second, that's where we do have to just use a direct 4K pull off the sensor. So that does mean a crop. So that is one of the benefits of the FX3 and the A7S III is that the sensor as a whole is only 12 megapixels. So when you want to do a high frame rate pull off the sensor, you don't have to downsample anything. And notice that I am just recording 4K 120 and I am still able to just record audio because I just changed the frame rate. But we can also go into S&Q mode and set your parameters for that here. And this is nice because it's gonna automatically convert your 120 so it's already gonna look slow-mo, but it's not gonna record audio. And if we go down to HD, we can actually get 240 frames per second in HD. It is gonna have a similar crop to the 120 frames per second. By the way, the lens I have on here right now is the Sigma 18-35 f1.8. So this is a good example of lenses that are designed specifically for smaller sensors like APS-C or Super 35 because it's an f1.8 continuous. You're not gonna find this kind of speed on a zoom lens on a large format. And this one is the 50-100, also f1.8 all the way through. I kind of want to see how the cropped in 120 and 240 frames per second looks along with these lenses. So let's give it a shot.
I'm surprised because I didn't think Sony would do a Super 35. Like I thought they were all in on full frame. So I'm like kind of excited by that. That's cool. My favorite lenses are like Area Ultras, Cooke S4s, Master Prime, Super Speeds, like these classic Super 35 lenses, which are Super 35. I love this camera, the Venice, because I can shoot in Super 35 or full frame. And I don't have to make a resolution hit. I can still be above 4K. But this is a big camera compared to this.
There's a price difference between the two.
So you can buy 2 of these and get one memory card for the Venice.
Putting a PL mount adapter onto here, and then
That's
all of a
no big
sudden
deal,
you can
yeah.
throw these lenses on there.
I think we have one.
That's why I like coming to Eric's rental house, because it's just like anything you want, it's here. The lens is worth more than 10 times the camera.
Oh, not a terrible menu. This is pretty cool. So you have like all the basic things that you need.
Right. So
I'm assuming we could change that to angle over shutter.
no, so that's one thing that I still am like,
Okay,
why?
so 40 and 50. There's
Yeah,
no
no
48.
48, yeah.
We can turn the LED on or off, which is really easy. But I like that that's right here in the first menu. If you go here, you have your LUT, so we can just be log.
You can load in your own LUTs, which
Yeah, no,
is
that's
big for a
super
lot of
cool,
people,
and
yeah.
it's right here.
So I feel like between page 1 and page 2 right here,
Right.
you can generally see all the things that
You
you,
need
for
to
the most
see.
part, need to see. You'll still need to dive into the menu.
Yeah, but you
on
can do your
occasion,
favorites
but-
menu, right?
Yeah,
like there's still a
exactly.
starred favorites, which is cool, and your
Right.
my menu settings, so that's
yeah,
cool.
so you could go in and add your favorite things in there. So of course you have the full-size HDMI. Plug a monitor in though, it shuts off this screen and goes to the monitor. But you can go to the menu and you turn off this like obscure menu item.
Yes, that's the same in your camera.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So-
Is it still obscure in here too?
yeah, it's like HDMI info display
Yes,
or
yes,
something
yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes.
And you turn that off and then it's
Oh.
like, oh, now I can see
Dude.
in both.
I get calls Sunday, I'm closed, and my phone rings. Hey, I plugged in the HDMI port, now my monitor doesn't work. How do we fix it? Oh, it's in a menu. Hold on, let me pull out my phone. I have to find where the menu is. So
I know where it is. It's in settings 12. HDMI info display. That's the part I hate.
It's translation, right? We're losing it. You need to speak to your homeland.
Oh, you mean like my Japanese peers?
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah, reach back out.
Konnichiwa, Sony-san. Please change this. The sub $2,000 category is getting really interesting.
I'll order 2 or 3 of these right away because this would replace pockets in a lot of ways.
Do you think it's possible that we're gonna get a mirrorless size camera that has built-in NDs, or is that just a dream that will never come true? If it was a little bit
We'd have to
bigger-
get rid of IBIS though.
Yeah.
I would give up IBIS for NDs.
Any questions you have about it?
Can I keep this one?
I wish I have to send it back to Sony.
I'll hide it. No one's gonna know that we have it here.
The only thing that I'm noticing when it comes to vlogging is that the image stabilization just doesn't seem to be just as perfect. Now this camera does have IBIS and the active image stabilization is solid, but I think the only thing I'm recognizing is that the optical image stabilization is not on this lens because I'm shooting on this prime, but this lens right here, it's a 10 to 18 millimeter. It is slower, but it is designed for APS-C, so I'm gonna try this out. Whoa, light leak in the middle of a lens change.
It's a light leak.
So I'm gonna detach the lens here and I let a little bit of light in from the side.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, huh? Whoa. And lens is back on. All right, so now this is the 10 to 18 millimeter with optical image stabilization. When it comes to vlogging, I feel like the camera is so shaky. It's basically like an action camera. So I want all the stabilization I can get. So stabilization of the lens. And then I want the sensor, the IBIS, the 5-axis stabilization, as well as a little bit of digital image stabilization, which is what turns on when you turn it on active. But check it out, I'm about to bring out 3 prime lenses along with this camera. This is the f1 415 mil. If I were to bring this many prime lenses on a full frame camera that were fast, this thing would feel like it's full of brakes. Hey, check this out. You know what camera this is?
FX3, right?
No, check it out.
No? 30?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Doesn't come out for another few days. Would you get an APS-C sensor?
I would. There's still a lot of good lenses in there. If I'm able to intercut, and it will be a really good B and possibly C camera for like the FX9, an FX6 too. S-Log3, good dynamic range, good color.
Well, I just love the fact that this is like such a compact setup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because with smaller sensors, you get smaller lenses.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh my God. Did you guys go through the tunnel?
No, we saw you guys.
Jonathan got spanked like 3 times in there.
They were just
I recorded it too.
Really? You guys?
Generally, I prefer larger sensors unless there's the right lens to go with a smaller sensor.
As long as the image quality is there, Super 35 takes you a long way.
But overall, really excited to see that we are getting a lot of these pro camera features trickle down into their cameras that is under $2,000, like Canon with their Canon R7, $1,500, also has 10-bit. I kind of want to do a comparison between these two cameras, but I will tell you from first impressions that this FX30 does feel like it's more geared towards professionals, and the R7 feels a little bit more on the consumer side, but also very, very capable. GoPro's new camera has 10-bit now, and I actually honestly care more about 10-bit than how many pixels or resolution or 4K or 8K. Like this camera even has time code now. I have an A7S III, an A7 IV. I don't have time code there. Carrie's looking at me because she's like, nope, you're not buying anything. Basically all our money's being put aside because we're renovating a bathroom right now. If you want to see, come on, Carrie. What? Look at this bathroom. Do you guys remember how terribly nasty our old bathroom was? We were bathing in mold.
It should have been the first thing that we renovated.
Yeah. Let me bring up my ISO to 6400. That is one thing I have noticed is that we are seeing a little bit more grain in the higher ISOs, which would make sense because this is a dual native ISO at 800 and 2500, opposed to like the A7S, which is like 800 and 12,800. But remember that you could usually get faster lenses for smaller sensors at less cost. Anyways, I gotta help Carrie kill this spider. So let's end this video here. And thanks for watching, and see you guys later.
You're gonna let him get away.
Oh shoot, look, it's coming down on the thing.
Get him!